Comic books are making a comeback. According to industry sales analyst ICV2, comic book sales surged during the pandemic, growing 62% in 2021.
Reporter John Carter shows us how his obsession grew into massive marvel.
But of course, if we buy it, we got to, sell it at that price. So I don't know, what do you want for it?
Shelton Drum has been buying and selling comic books for decades. His Heroes Aren't Hard to Find comic book shop in Charlotte is one of the most popular in the Southeast. But the hundreds of comic books you can find here in the shop are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what Shelton's collected over the years. And for the first time ever,
this is the older stuff over here.
He's allowing us to go into the secret location where he keeps his comic book collection, something very few others have ever seen.
It is the, I don't want to say graveyard, but it is the warehouse from Indiana Jones, but it's mostly comic books and comic-related magazines and things.
There are shelves and shelves and shelves of boxes, each box filled with comic books.
These are Marvels and DCs before 1988.
There are comic books of every kind, everything from A to Z, from every year since comic books first came out.
Yeah, this is my favorite aisle. This is the aisle that smells like old comic books the most.
It is comic book nirvana.
Everything down this big long aisle on both sides are what we call modern comics.
And although there is no exact count, Shelton estimates there are anywhere from 800,000 to 1 million comic books here, believed to be the largest collection of its kind in the Carolinas.
All this stuff is alphabetical, numerical, so that we can find it. The question always comes up, is it computerized, on some kind of database? And
yeah,
it's not. It's just in order.
Why are you not computerized?
This is 800,000 comic books.
So just how does one amass such a huge collection as this?
I think a lot of collectors have a gene. It's like you got to have them all.
Well, Shelton has been collecting for more than 50 years. He started by going to flea markets where he'd buy whatever he could find. He buys from customers and he buys other collections, like the time he bought a collection of 100,000 comics. Are you willing to say how much you paid for that?
Well, I got a second mortgage on my house at the time. That was pretty scary.
Yeah, that's very scary. Clearly, Shelton has a passion for comics, something born years ago when he was just 7 years old.
Somewhere along the line, I'd read one of my good friends, neighbors, Spider-Man 7, Return of the Vulture. And it was just so exciting to me, and I just love the artwork and Spider-Man and the dialogue, and it's like, I love this.
That love has lasted all these years and has only grown stronger. But it's a love that goes far beyond the comics themselves, something that probably explains why he's been so successful over all these years.
I love my customers. I mean, I know them. They're my friends. And I enjoy seeing them. Not because they're going to give me some money for comic books this week, but just to see them again. They've had kids, their kids have had kids, they bring their grandkids in.
That's the emotional thing, is
the relationships.
The people and the relationships.